What up, peeps? It's your girl, Dodge. Come back to Girl Takes. Well, it's that time, you guys. It's review time, and this is for Summer of Soul. This, of course, was directed by Amir Questlove Thompson. Of course, I'm a fan of his work. Going back to his days, of course, with the group The Roots, of course, and being a part of the musical, direction for the Jimmy Fallon Show. So knowing that he was at the helm of this, and also knowing that I was unaware of this footage, highlights of this particular Harlem Cultural Festival that actually happened back in 1969. I know with me growing up, knowing about Woodstock back then, and seeing so many things that showcase all the different artists, of course, the people, engagement of that, so know that this was happening, as they say, 100 miles away, was very interesting. Now, granted, this is a lot of stuff that happened that was highlighted with this type of information, with added footage, whatever, that was just locked up, sitting there. I think it's over 50 years. Go figure. So to know that this was now, brought to the surface and we get to enjoy this. I truly did enjoy this. So much to unpack, truly, you guys. Being that we were dealing with a lot back in the late 60s, of course, back in 68, with the assassination of Martin Luther King, of course, also the assassination of Bobby Kennedy. A lot of people, the changes of the world, things are happening in regards to things, kind of moving, forward and progressing things, so things could be better, for all people, and feeling a little probably hindered with that, with the protests, people lashing out, dealing with that. So when this was in the works, Tony Lawrence was the producer and the host of this. And let's just say that his game, he had to be on his game, and his game paid off in the instance. Now, granted, you can say the people that he knew, the individuals he talked to try to, put all this together. It's very interesting because they say he could speak on the people, the hip side of the artist, and also deal with the people in regards to the political aspect of this. One person he was able to have vouch for him was the actual mayor of New York at the time, and his name was John Lindsay. I think he was a mayor from 66 to 73. And that definitely helped him to culminize what he needed, because granted, the artists at the time were very hesitant, location wise, security wise, money wise, all this played a part. Knowing that a particular company, Maxwell House, actually helped to bid on some of the money to be able to get this afloat, which is really interesting. And I love that was, a nice little tidbit. Also, knowing in regards to security aspect, yes, police will help, whichever, but then also not knowing some of the police, feel so as gracious to be a larger amount, because it was over 300,000 people who actually partaked into this, I want to say 6 week, festival. They also stated, when you watch Black Panther Party, stepped up and was able to help, granted not always, in the actual garb, they could probably be in regular clothes, whatever, just to blend in, whatever, and just make it seem more seamlessly throughout the whole, festivities. So that was very interesting, learning about all the aspect of that, that culminated to get us to where we needed to enjoy, what we're seeing now from all these, events that, happen now. Granted, knowing that Tory Lawrence did what he needed to do to make it happen, and of course the mayor, having a good relationship with the people in Harlem, the Black community, and him not, being afraid to be, amongst anyone, whatever, and just wanting to enjoy it. And I like how he called him the blue-eyed, soul brother, when in the midst of him being introduced, to the crowd. So getting into the music aspect with the artists, very interesting. The ones that we got to see that were, showcased, of course, BB King, Stevie Wonder. I like that we got also introduced to the Fifth Dimension. Of course, knowing about songs that they sung during their performances, like Aquarius, Let the Sun Shine In. Just oh my goodness, because I grew up with a lot of these artists. My father has a lot of the vinyl, so seeing their faces. Of course, Marilyn McCoo, definitely remember her, and just loving that they got to actually speak. I like that you get to see over the course of the documentary them talking to some of the actual artists. Of course, like I said, Marilyn McCoo as well, being one of the, from the Fifth Dimension. Also, you hear a little bit of discussion from Stevie Wonder as well. Of course, rest in peace, BB King. Also, the artists, I wanted to note some of the other ones, like what is it? Oh gosh, Sly and the Family Stone, when they sung "Everyday People," that was really good. Some people kind of not sure how to take them because, of course, the brothers at the helm, well, the piano, but then you have like the Wright brother. But I like how some of the people who they're showing who attended, like, who are these people? And they got these singers, these females, why are they up there? And then, listening to them. And once they started, it was just like their minds were blown. The Slide of Family Stone is just, some epicness right there in itself. Also another one, like Barreto, Mongo Santa Maria, doing Watermelon Man, all these, culture, bringing, different genres together, because with, the power of music, is so much stories you can tell. And I like how, it wasn't just, it was about, the black and the brown and, living amongst each other, like, of course, in Harlem, East Harlem, whichever. So I love that. And I liked when you saw, Ray Barretto, when they're doing the drums. And I like how they discussed, Sheila E., her, of course, meeting him as a teen, understanding, the power of the drum. Just beautiful. There were other aspects where, when they get into the gospel aspect, Pops, Staples and the Staple Singers, you see, want to say, the Edwin Hawkins singers, singing "Oh Happy Day" with Dorothy Morrison. Then, of course, Mahalia Jackson comes out, and that set the tone for, like I've stated before, with what was going on, with, just the environment, the culture, and all that, in regards to probably like the black community with what, happened in 1968 to Martin Luther King. Jesse Jackson came on stage and was discussing certain things that happened, with, MLK, and then how he wanted to have Mahalia Jackson sing, and she sung "Precious Lord," and I know she had maybe Staples kind of come up and sing with her, and that was a beautiful moment. You throughout some of the artists, you get to hear a little bit of the songs that they were singing. If they were showcasing like the one particular song, didn't get to hear the whole thing. I know some people when they see certain things like this in regards to festivals or documentaries, they want to hear the whole entire song. Some of them you do get to enjoy, maybe a good minute, 2 minutes, whatever, and all that. Maybe almost a full song, but you're hearing a little bit of the music, but then you're getting a little bit of an interview just to kind of get a better understanding, which I definitely enjoyed in that aspect. Also, you get to see David Ruffin. I love when we got to see Gladys Knight and the Pips. Also, Nina Simone, of course, just a whole nother level with her storytelling when she's singing. Just beautiful. The crowds, being that I said it was 300,000, the look, the era at the time, with the afros, the dashikis, the way people dress. It was just a vibe during that time. And just really nice. I like how they definitely wanted to, pinpoint some of the different attendees. Some were older and some were younger. And I really did enjoy that was, culminating. So you get a little bit of understanding from a young kid's point of view. Even if they were young, they still can recall certain things. There is one gentleman who I really did enjoy. His name was Musa Jackson, and I'm gonna try to put him somewhere in here. And when he went there with his mother, I think he was there, and he definitely recalled, of course, enjoying watching The Fifth Dimension. He had a little thing for Marilyn Monroe, as he noted. He said he was enamored of all these, beautiful black people, and just seeing all this, just sea of people. He said it felt like you were seeing royalty, and then noticing that you felt like, this was a special moment. I like how he says, of course, seeing all the people like with the food out, whatever, like the barbecue, whichever, the setups and things of that nature. It was almost like you were smelling Afrosheen and chicken. So that was really cute. I love that. And it was just a beautiful time. Kind of like they noted, like the ultimate a black barbecue. So yes, and why can I get the visual of that being that you see this wholesome amount of people there, just enjoying it, taking it in, just I just can't say it was very emotional. And sometimes watching it, I watched it twice. Within the first time I watched it, and later on that evening I watched it again, just to kind of get the glimpse and the vibe of the music and what it was being conveyed in this from that. But yes, I just can't say enough that I like that Questlove made it, his mission to showcase this, to know that we didn't get to see this. Like I also stated, there was another part that happened amongst this, and I'm going to bring this up because you can always feel like there's always a situation where out of touch moment. I put this in context. There was reports, of course, there showcasing whatever was happening in regards to this festival over that course of those, I think, 6 weeks, like I stated. Well, there was a situation that was happening around this time, and it was a man landing on the moon. They had an actual reporter come and ask them how they felt about it, and some of them, and I don't think I know if it was any females, but some brothers, and one of them was like, that's that felt like that was cash wasted, money wasted. And, you have other individuals like, I'm not really concentrating on man on the moon. I'm dealing with everyday realities here. We dealing with, impoverished, communities all over this country. And the cash that went into this, them putting a person, on the moon. And that's where you see a disconnect with that because of all the questions that reporter asked, thinking that they want to discuss a man landing on the moon while they're at a festival. Just it speaks on its own. But I like how they showed him, and he gestured. He's like, he understand whatever and all. But the brothers are just like really, of all the things, you really think I'm really concerned myself with, a person landing on the moon? Yeah, not high on my priorities, but so that was very interesting, and some people they speak their mind, and that needed to be said because I would have thought the same thing. I'm not even going to lie. So yes, this whole festival, which is beautiful. I'm glad we get to see this because I'm gonna put the picture where I think it showcases all the information down to the film and everything because the producer and the director of this whole festival to make sure it went off without a hitch, his name is Hal Tulchin. I want to note him as well. Just knowing that they have, like binders and books of probably all the people, the things that put together with the location, the film, the crew members, to make it go off, whatever. Like I said, the security, all that, whichever, like I said, because who's to say that these artists would have considered doing this? But they probably saw the potential. And of course, like I said, Tony Lawrence being able to, negate, and work his thing to make it happen. Like I said, he made it happen, and kudos to him. And let me just say, with him, all about the fashion. When they showed all the different times of the festival, the fashions, like I said, that's one thing about some black folks. We dress up, we dress up, and I was here for it. Everything. I think he had something like pink frilly things on the arm, and I said, okay, you gonna make it work, and he made that thing work. Just loved all the different outfits. Like I said, people did the thing, with the outfits, the styles, the hair. It just like I said, it's truly a vibe. And on top of that, with the music, you just truly can't go wrong. I'm happy we finally get a chance to see something that we should have seen back when it came out, so we could enjoy this, and this could be something of a discussion years and years later, like I've seen over the course of almost my 40 plus years of being here about the Woodstock, because I've seen many documentaries, discussions about different artists and all that, and people who've actually attended it as well over the years. So this is refreshing. I so enjoyed this. It was a phenomenal presentation with the different attendees, the artists, and seeing some of the music. Yeah, and these are the artists truly to this day that I still listen to. Like I said, crates of vinyl, and of course some people upgrade, to this, disc if you don't want to touch the vinyl, and just show and representation of such good music. You don't have to like the music and all that, but some people, if they look at the documentary, can respect it from where it comes from and understand, the appreciation for it, then that's all that needs to be said. So with that said, you guys, comment below. Let me know what you think. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next review. You guys take care.